Ladies and gentlemen, life will throw challenges at you. You'll face obstacles, you'll hit roadblocks, and you'll feel like you've reached a dead end. There are times when the world will seem to turn its back on you, and you might start to question everything. But listen to me closely, those moments, those trials, those failures, they don't define you. What defines you is how you rise from those moments. You see, the true measure of a person is not how they stand in times of comfort, but how they rise in times of adversity. I'm not here to tell you that life is easy. I'm not here to tell you that success is handed to you on a silver platter. What I'm here to tell you is that you are stronger than you know, and that the power to change your life, to rebuild yourself, is within you. It's easy to fall into despair when things go wrong. It's easy to give up when you're knocked down. But that's not what I want you to do. I want you to dig deep, find that strength inside, and get back up. Because in this life, nobody is coming to save you. You've got to save yourself. You've got to look in the mirror and say, I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to make it happen. It won't happen overnight. But if you stay focused, if you stay driven, you will see results. Rebuilding yourself is a process, but the reward is worth it. First, let me remind you that it's okay to fall. We all fall. Life's not a straight line. It's not a perfect path. Sometimes you'll feel like you're walking through mud, like you're carrying a weight that's too heavy to bear. But understand this, the struggle you're going through right now will give you the strength you need for tomorrow. You're being forged in fire. You're being tested, but you're also being prepared. You're learning resilience. You're learning perseverance. And let me tell you, those qualities are invaluable. The people who succeed, the people who make it, are the ones who refuse to quit. They keep pushing, keep fighting, no matter how many times they fall. When I was younger, I faced rejection after rejection. I didn't get every role I auditioned for. I wasn't always in the best positions, but I kept going. I kept showing up. And that's the key. You've got to show up even when you don't feel like it. You've got to give your best, even when your best doesn't feel like enough. You've got to trust that the effort you put in today will pay off in the future. Now, I know some of you may be feeling like you've lost your way. Maybe you've made some mistakes. Maybe you've taken a wrong turn. Maybe you've hurt people or been hurt by people. Listen to me, you are not your mistakes. Your mistakes do not define you. The key to rebuilding yourself is forgiveness. Forgiving others, and more importantly, forgiving yourself. You've got to let go of the past. You've got to accept that you can't change what's already happened, but you can change what's coming. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean you're excusing the things you've done wrong. No, it means you're taking ownership and you're deciding to do better moving forward. It's about understanding that you are human, that you will make mistakes, but you're not going to let those mistakes break you. You're going to learn from them. You're going to grow from them. And you're going to build something stronger than what you were before. Rebuilding yourself is not about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about using the lessons from that past to fuel your future. It's about taking the scars, the hurt, and turning them into something powerful. You've got to realize that you are a work in progress. There's no such thing as a finished product in this life. As long as you're breathing, you've got work to do. You've got work to do. You've got dreams to chase, goals to reach, and a legacy to create. Don't let your past become a prison. Use it as a stepping stone to the next level. But in order to rebuild yourself, you've got to know where you're going. You've got to have a vision. You've got to know what you're working towards. What is it that you want? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to lead? Without a vision, you're just wandering. You're drifting, and when the storms come, you won't have the strength to fight them. So ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be the best version of yourself? Then get to work. A vision without action is just a dream. You've got to put in the effort. You've got to grind. Every single day. You've got to wake up with purpose. If you want to rebuild, you have to act like it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just dream about it. Make it happen. And as you rebuild, you've got to understand that your environment matters. You've got to surround yourself with the right people. People who are going to push you. People who are going to challenge you. People who are going to support you when you need it and tell you the truth when you don't want to hear it. The people you spend time with can either elevate you or hold you back. You've got to make sure that the people around you are helping you grow, not holding you down. There's an old saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You want to know where you're headed? Look at the people around you. Are they lifting you up? Life's challenges and setbacks are not obstacles to your success, but opportunities for growth. The way you rise after falling defines who you are. Rebuilding yourself is a process of strength, perseverance, and resilience, learning from mistakes and using those lessons to fuel your future. You must forgive yourself for your past mistakes and let go of guilt, because holding on to past wrongs only keeps you stuck. Accept that you're human, and the true power lies in learning from your past to build a stronger, more focused version of yourself. Have a clear vision and purpose. Rebuilding yourself requires a vision of where you want to go. You need to know what you're working towards and take consistent action to make that vision a reality. A vision without action is just a dream. Work every day towards the person and life you want to create. The people around you play a significant role in your journey. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you. The right environment can elevate you, while the wrong one can hold you back. Choose your company wisely as you rebuild yourself. Adversity is something that no one can avoid. It's an inevitable part of life. Whether it comes in the form of failure, rejection, loss, or even the struggles of everyday life, adversity will knock on your door. It will test you, it will challenge you, and at times it will break you. But here's the truth: adversity is not something to fear. It is, in fact, a catalyst for growth. If you think about it, the strongest people you know didn't get that way by living easy lives. They didn't build their character by staying comfortable, by avoiding hardship, by running from challenges. No, they built their strength by facing adversity head on. Every time they fell, they got back up. Every time they were knocked down, they came back stronger. Because it's in the struggle and the difficulty and the adversity that we find our true power. Now, I know it's tempting to want to avoid pain. We all do. It's natural to want comfort, to want peace, to want things to go smoothly. But if everything in life were easy, what would we learn? How would we grow? If everything came effortlessly, we would never develop the resilience we need to face life's harder challenges. We would never build the mental toughness that we require to truly succeed. Think about a diamond. A diamond starts out as a rough, ugly piece of coal. It doesn't start out beautiful, it doesn't start out shining, but through extreme heat and pressure, that coal is transformed into something priceless. A diamond doesn't emerge from comfort, it emerges from struggle. And that's how you are too. You are a diamond in the rough, and adversity is what's going to refine you, shape you, and ultimately reveal your true brilliance. But here's the thing about adversity: it's not about the struggle itself. It's about how you respond to it. That's where the magic happens. Adversity doesn't define you. What defines you is how you deal with it. There are 2 types of people when it comes to adversity: those who let it defeat them and those who use it as fuel. You've got to be the latter. You've got to be the latter. You've got to be the person who doesn't run from struggle but rises to meet it. You've got to be the person who sees adversity as an opportunity, not an obstacle. When you're going through a tough time, when things seem like they're falling apart, it's easy to fall into a victim mentality. You might start asking yourself, why is this happening to me? You might think, I don't deserve this. Life is unfair. But let me tell you something: life doesn't owe you fairness. Life isn't here to hand you a perfectly paved road. Life is going to throw things your way to see what you're made of. And when adversity strikes, it's an invitation to prove to yourself what you're capable of. It's easy to get caught up in the frustration of it all. It's easy to start focusing on the negative. But here's the secret: you've got to shift your mindset. Instead of asking why me, start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of dwelling on how hard things are, start thinking about how this challenge is pushing you to become something better. Because adversity is never wasted if you allow it to shape you, if you allow it to teach you. Every struggle is an opportunity to grow. Take a look at the most successful people in the world. Whether it's in business, sports, entertainment, or any other field, they didn't get to where they are by avoiding struggle. They got there by embracing it. They learned how to face adversity head on, how to keep moving forward, even when the road seemed impossible. When things went wrong, they didn't let it break them. They used it to build their strength. But I'm not talking about just facing adversity for the sake of facing it. I'm talking about learning how to use it to become better. Learning how to grow through your challenges, how to stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible. It's about taking that pain, that disappointment, that frustration, and turning it into the fuel that drives you to the next level. And that's not something you can always do alone. Sometimes adversity will bring you to your knees. You'll feel weak. You'll feel like you can't go on. But that's when you need to lean on others, when you need to lean on your support system. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you don't have all the answers. The greatest strength comes from knowing when to reach out, when to let others lift you up when you're too tired to keep going. But even in those moments, you still have to keep your eyes on the prize. You still have to keep moving forward. Because every time you face adversity and push through it, you get a little bit stronger. You get a little bit closer to your goals. And let's talk about failure for a minute. We all fail. We all make mistakes. We all fall short. But failure is not the end. Failure is a lesson. Failure is part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough. If you're not failing, it means you're playing it safe. It means you're staying in your comfort zone. And let me tell you something, nothing grows in a comfort zone. Nothing extraordinary happens when you're playing it safe. Failure is just the universe's way of showing you that you're on the right path. If you want to rebuild yourself, you've got to understand that failure is an integral part of that process. You've got to be willing to fall, to get back up, to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fail. Because failure is where the lessons are. Failure is where the growth is. And when you embrace it, when you learn from it, when you use it as a stepping stone, that's when you start to see real progress. That's when you start to see yourself transform. Adversity is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning. It's the moment where you make a choice. Will you rise or will you stay down? Will you let it defeat you or will you let it fuel you? If you choose to rise, if you choose to grow through the struggle, you will come out on the other side stronger, wiser, more resilient. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for reinvention. It's an opportunity to shed the old version of yourself and become someone better, someone stronger. And if you can embrace that, if you can make the choice to see adversity as your ally instead of your enemy, you'll unlock a strength you never knew you had. Remember this, nothing worth having comes easy. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has had to face adversity. And it's the way they responded to that adversity that made them great. So when the storm comes, when life tests you, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Embrace it. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the discomfort. Because that's where the growth happens. That's where you find out what you're really made of. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful yet most difficult practices in the journey of rebuilding yourself. When we talk about rebuilding, we often focus on action, what steps you need to take, how you need to push forward, how you need to work harder and smarter. But here's the truth, no matter how much you strive, no matter how much you push yourself to achieve greatness, there is one crucial element that will hold you back if you don't master forgiveness. Without it, you will find yourself weighed down by burdens of guilt, anger, resentment, and regret that will stifle your growth. Let's start by talking about what forgiveness is and what it isn't. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongdoings or pretending that things never happened. It's not about saying it's okay when it wasn't. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you erase the past or pretend the hurt didn't matter. No, forgiveness is about letting go of the hold that past hurts have on you. It's about releasing yourself from the grip of anger, bitterness, and regret that keeps you trapped in yesterday. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment so you can move forward with your life with peace in your heart and with clarity of purpose. And before you start thinking, but you don't know what they did to me, let me tell you this, I get it. I know it's hard. Forgiving someone who hurt you, who betrayed you, who took something from you can feel impossible. It can feel like you're letting them off the hook, like you're surrendering your power, like you're being weak. But the truth is, holding on to grudges, holding on to the pain that others have caused you, it's only hurting you. It's like carrying a heavy stone in your backpack day after day, thinking that it's hurting the person who put it there. But no one else is carrying that stone. You are. And as long as you carry it, you're the one who's weighed down. You're the one who can't move forward. That's why forgiveness is a crucial part of rebuilding yourself. You can't truly rebuild until you let go of the things that are holding you back. You can't build something new if you're still carrying the weight of the old. And that's what unforgiveness does. It keeps you stuck. It traps you in the past, keeps you replaying the hurt, the anger, the pain over and over again. Every time you think about what someone did to you, it drags you right back into that moment. And every time you let that pain control your present, you're allowing your past to dictate your future. Now, some of you might be saying, but you don't understand how deep the hurt goes. You don't know the betrayal I felt, the disappointment, the injustice. You're right. I don't know your exact pain, but I do know this holding on to that pain will not change what happened. It will not rewrite history. It will not bring you justice. What it will do, however, is rob you of your peace, your energy, and your potential. Every minute you spend consumed with anger or bitterness is a minute that you're not spending on becoming the person you want to be, on rebuilding the life you want to create. Forgiveness is the key to releasing that burden. It's the key to freeing yourself. And it's a gift you give to yourself, not the other person. When you forgive, you're not saying what they did is acceptable. You're not saying it didn't hurt. What you're saying is that you refuse to let that person or that experience continue to have power over your life. You're saying that you refuse to carry that anger any longer. You're taking back your power. You're choosing to move forward with a clean slate, unburdened by the past. And let me tell you, this forgiveness is not a one-time thing. It's not a magic switch you can flip and suddenly all the pain is gone. Forgiveness is a process. Sometimes you'll have to forgive the same person over and over again because the emotions will rise up again, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you didn't forgive, it means you're human. Emotions are not always within our control, but what is within our control is how we choose to respond to them. Each time the anger or hurt resurfaces, you get the choice to forgive again. And with each act of forgiveness, you free yourself a little bit more. Forgiveness also doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the person who hurt you. It doesn't mean you have to let them back into your life or trust them again if they've broken that trust. Forgiveness is about letting go of the emotional weight that is holding you back from living your life fully. It's about healing yourself, not for the other person's benefit, but for your own. The other person might never apologize. They might never understand the impact of their actions, and they might never change. But forgiveness doesn't need their participation. It's your journey, your healing, your choice. The people who hurt you, whether they were family members, friends, lovers, or strangers, are not going to be the ones to carry your future. Only you can do that. And in order to carry your future with strength, clarity, and purpose, you need to let go of the past. You need to forgive not just the other person, but also yourself. Sometimes we hold on to anger not just because of what others did, but because of what we did or what we didn't do. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you hurt someone. Maybe you wish you had acted differently. You can't change what happened, but you can choose to forgive yourself. You can choose to learn from your mistakes, to do better next time, and to move forward with wisdom and grace. Forgiveness, in essence, is about reclaiming your peace. It's about protecting your peace from external forces that would otherwise continue to disturb it. Holding on to anger, bitterness, or resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It doesn't work that way. The only person who suffers from your refusal to forgive is you. And if you want to rebuild yourself, if you want to step into the person you were meant to be, then you have to make room for healing, for growth, for peace. And forgiveness is how you make that room. Yes, there will be moments when you're tested. You might find yourself in situations where forgiveness feels impossible. You might be faced with the same old anger, the same old resentment, and the same old hurt. But remember, forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of the past. It's about breaking the cycle of pain so that you can build a better future. You don't have to do it alone. Forgiveness takes time, and sometimes it takes help. Lean on your faith, lean on your support system, lean on the people who love and care for you. But whatever you do, don't let unforgiveness rob you of your power. Don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it keep you from becoming who you are meant to be. The power to rebuild yourself is within you. And forgiveness is the key that unlocks that power. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Release the past and step into the future with a heart full of peace and a mind full of purpose. Because when you let go of the hurt, the anger, the regret, that's when you truly start to rebuild. That's when you begin to move forward with strength, grace, and the clarity to see the life you are capable of creating. When it comes to rebuilding yourself, having a clear vision and a purpose is the foundational element that will guide every step you take. Without vision, without a clear sense of purpose, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly. You may move through life, but you're not truly going anywhere. Having a vision means having a destination, having a why that drives you, a guiding light that keeps you focused when the road gets tough. Purpose, on the other hand, gives you the fuel to keep moving toward that vision, especially when obstacles arise. But here's the thing about vision, it's not something that you just stumble upon. A vision is something that you create. It doesn't appear overnight. It doesn't come to you as a flash of divine inspiration. It's something you cultivate, something that develops over time as you understand who you are, what you want, and what you're capable of. To have a clear vision, you have to first be honest with yourself. You have to be willing to look deep within and ask, what do I truly want? What is it that I am building toward? That's the starting point. For many of us, the journey of creating a vision starts with letting go of the things that don't serve us. We have to remove the distractions, the noise, the things that pull us in different directions and make space for clarity. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, to focus on the immediate pressures and demands of life. But if you don't step back and take a long-term view, it's easy to get lost. A clear vision requires that you zoom out and see the bigger picture. A vision is not just about material success or achievements. It's about understanding the life you want to lead and the person you want to become. What kind of relationships do you want to build? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? And what will make you feel fulfilled at the end of the day? These are the types of questions you need to ask yourself when creating your vision. The answers to those questions will help you clarify what truly matters to you. Having a clear vision is like having a blueprint for your life. If you don't have a plan, you'll just be building something haphazardly. But when you know exactly what you want, when you have a roadmap, everything becomes more intentional. Every decision you make, every action you take becomes aligned with that vision. You're no longer reacting to life circumstances, you're actively creating the life you want. But it doesn't stop there. Vision without purpose is empty. Purpose is the driving force behind your vision. It gives you the energy, the motivation, and the determination to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Purpose is what pushes you to keep going when the work gets hard, when you face setbacks, or when people doubt you. It's the reason you get up in the morning and keep striving, even when you don't feel like it. Purpose comes from understanding what's truly important to you and why those things matter. What is the greater cause behind your actions? Why are you doing what you're doing? Purpose connects you to something deeper than just personal gain. It's about knowing that your actions are part of something bigger than yourself, that you're contributing to a cause that will make a difference. It's this deeper connection to meaning that gives you the strength to endure. There are times when you will be tempted to quit, times when your efforts seem like they're in vain, and times when the path forward doesn't seem clear. But when you have a purpose, it acts as a compass, helping you stay on course even when the winds are strong and the sea is rough. Without purpose, those challenges might seem like insurmountable obstacles. But when you have a clear sense of why you're doing something, those same obstacles become opportunities for growth. They become lessons, steps in the process, challenges that make you stronger and more resilient. When you lose sight of your purpose, however, every little obstacle becomes a reason to quit. Without purpose, the challenges will break you. But with purpose, the challenges will build you. And having a clear vision doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It's not about knowing every single step of the journey before you take it. It's about having enough clarity to know the direction you're headed, even if you don't know the exact path. The vision will give you the courage to take the first step, and then the next and the next. It's okay if you don't know exactly how you'll get there. What matters is that you know where you're going. One of the key elements of vision is that it gives you the ability to make decisions. When you have a clear vision, every choice you make becomes easier because it's either aligned with your goals or it's not. You no longer waste energy wondering whether you should take a particular job or move to a different city or pursue a new relationship. You know if it fits within your vision and if it. When it comes to rebuilding yourself and shaping the life you want, one of the most important elements is the people you surround yourself with. You've probably heard the saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. While this may seem like a simple idea, its impact is profound. The truth is, the people you allow into your life, whether they are family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, have an enormous influence on the way you think, the decisions you make, and the direction your life takes. The right people are not just those who bring you joy or make you feel good about yourself. The right people are those who challenge you, who push you to be better, who inspire you to grow, and who support you when things get tough. They help you see your potential, even when you can't see it yourself. And just as importantly, the wrong people, those who bring negativity, drama, or stagnation into your life, can have a suffocating effect on your dreams and ambitions. If you want to rebuild yourself and transform your life, you have to be intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. One of the most powerful things you can do is recognize that not everyone deserves a place in your life. This is not about being selfish or elitist, it's about self-respect. Your time, energy, and emotional bandwidth are precious, and you must protect them. If someone in your life is constantly draining you, causing you stress, or leading you down a path of negativity, they are not adding value to your journey of self-rebuilding. On the other hand, people who lift you up, who encourage you to take risks and pursue your dreams, are the ones who truly help you grow. The right people don't just tell you what you want to hear, they tell you what you need to hear. They are the ones who aren't afraid to challenge your thinking and help you see things from a different perspective. Sometimes the people who love you most are the ones who will give you the toughest love. They're the ones who will hold you accountable when you fall short, who will remind you of your worth when you forget it, and who will help you stay on track when you lose sight of your goals. It's easy to gravitate toward people who simply validate your feelings and tell you what you want to hear. But true growth happens when you surround yourself with people who push you outside of your comfort zone. These are the individuals who help you expand your vision, who introduce you to new ideas, and who encourage you to take bold steps toward the life you want to create. They don't just tolerate your dreams, they believe in them as much as you do, and they're willing to walk alongside you to help make them a reality. The right people don't hold you back, they propel you forward. Think about the most successful people in the world, whether they are in business, sports, entertainment, or any other field. Behind every successful person is a network of individuals who have helped them along the way. It's rarely the case that someone achieves greatness entirely on their own. Success is built on relationships, collaboration, and the support of others. It's about surrounding yourself with people who complement your strengths and help you overcome your weaknesses. No one can be great at everything, but when you have the right people around you, they can fill in the gaps and help you rise to your highest potential. But let's be clear, the right people aren't always those who are easy to be around. Sometimes the people who push you hardest are the ones who make you uncomfortable, who challenge your assumptions, and who force you to confront your fears. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They hold you to a higher standard because they see the greatness in you that you might not yet see in yourself. They know what you're capable of, even when you're doubting yourself. And when you start to believe the lies of self-doubt, they are there to remind you of your strengths and your potential. At the same time, being around the right people also means being around those who truly care about you. They're the people who are genuinely interested in your well-being and success. They want you to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. They're the people who will show up for you when you need them most, not because they expect something in return, but because they truly care about you and your growth. But let's not overlook the importance of boundaries. You have to be mindful of the energy you allow into your life. Not everyone who calls themselves your friend or family is truly a positive influence. Some people bring unnecessary drama, negativity, or toxicity into your world. These people can drag you down, fill your mind with self-doubt, or distract you from your goals. It's crucial to recognize when someone's presence in your life is more harmful than helpful. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off, but it does mean that you must set boundaries. You can still love someone from a distance without letting them pull you into their chaos or negativity. You don't have to accept behavior that diminishes your peace or detracts from your progress. Sometimes the hardest part is letting go of people who are no longer serving your growth. These may be individuals you've known for years, people you consider close friends or family members, but if their influence is preventing you from evolving, you have to make the tough decision to distance yourself. This isn't about being cruel or judgmental. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about being honest with yourself about who helps you grow and who keeps you stuck. And sometimes that means making the decision to let go of people who are not willing to grow with you. It's also important to surround yourself with people who bring a sense of positivity and optimism into your life. Life is tough, and the road to rebuilding yourself is not an easy one. There will be days when you feel discouraged, when you question whether your efforts are worth it, when you wonder if you'll ever see the results you want. On those days, the right people are the ones who will encourage you to keep going, who will remind you of the progress you've made, and who will help you stay focused on the bigger picture. It's the people who help you see the silver lining, who challenge you to look at setbacks as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. The right people are the ones who will celebrate your successes with you and pick you up when you fall. They'll remind you that failure is not the end, but just a part of the process. They'll help you maintain perspective when things aren't going according to plan and encourage you to keep pushing forward, even when the road is tough. Building a supportive network of people isn't something that happens overnight. It takes time to cultivate meaningful relationships, and it requires effort to maintain those relationships. But the investment is worth it. When you surround yourself with the right people, you create an environment where growth is not only possible but inevitable. You create a space where you are supported, challenged, and encouraged to be the best version of yourself. You create a space where you are not alone in your journey. As you rebuild yourself, remember that your environment plays a crucial role in shaping who you become. Your relationships will either help you elevate or drag you down. If you want to move forward, if you want to build the life you deserve, surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who believe in your dreams. These people are not just a support system, they are the pillars that will hold you up when the weight of the journey feels heavy. They will be the ones who remind you of who you are, who push you to go further than you ever thought possible, and who stand by your side every step of the way. You have the power to choose who you allow into your life. Make those choices wisely. Surround yourself with people who align with your vision, who share your values, and who inspire you to become the best version of yourself. When you do, you will find that the journey of rebuilding yourself becomes not just possible, but inevitable.